Senator Cantwell.
Oh, Cantwell. Well, I'm all mixed up here. Senator Cantwell.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Secretary, I appreciate that the budget has tax provisions in it for the new market tax credit and energy tax credit and the low-income housing tax credit, all things that I think are stimulative to the economy and important for economic development. I'm curious about two aspects of that. One, things that need to be done now, and I'm assuming you're probably still a New York filer, but states that have income tax,
I hope
have
so.
the ability to deduct their sales tax, their income tax from their federal liability. States that rely primarily on a sales tax, do you believe they should have the same benefit, and do you think they should have certainty to that benefit?
Understand your concern about that question, fully understand it, and I guess it's possible when Congress gets around to thinking about comprehensive individual corporate tax reform, we'd have to look carefully at that stuff, but we have any plans to change that now. But of course, be sensitive to your concerns, and I'm happy to work with you on that.
So do you think states like Washington and Florida and Texas deserve certainty on whether they get to deduct their sales tax from their federal income tax? Do they deserve that certainty now?
I think it would be good for Congress across the board to give not just states but business individuals much more certainty about their tax treatment. That's one example of where certainty is good, but there's lots of others too.
Okay, because right now we don't have that certainty, and the fact that these states basically watch other states get a deduction that is about $236 billion on the tax rolls as far as deduction, and we're talking about $16 billion here, and we can't get certainty. So it's a fairness issue, and the fact that every year we have to go through this, states like Florida and Washington and Nevada and many others, is just this is about tax fairness and certainty. And so when you don't give the certainty as we do now, that means people aren't buying automobiles, they aren't making those. We have thousands, tens of thousands of people who itemize on our tax returns in the state.
You make your case very well. I totally understand your concerns. Happy to spend more time with you and thinking through those.
Well, if the administration would just advocate for certainty on this now, that would be a huge help.
I'm a big fan of certainty.
Okay. And then on the other extenders, they've lapsed. So we're still in this period. So what is the administration doing to help us get these done now as opposed to waiting till a lame duck or next year?
We're consulting very, very closely with your chairman of this committee, the ranking member, and his counterparts in the House on how Congress is going to deal with this. Again, you're highlighting a very important question, which is we have a tax system where we have really a tremendous number of temporary tax provisions. Many of them have a lot of value, a lot of justification for them. Many may not anymore, but the value of all of them is undermined by the fact there's so much uncertainty about whether they're going to exist and preserve, and really it's no way to run a country, to leave a country like the United States with this degree of uncertainty year by year, month to month. It's already February 14th. And again, I think this is another good example of where it's important for Congress the way to, Congress may not be able to solve all the deep, like every problem facing the country now. This is a pretty easy problem to solve.
Now.
Now.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Senator Schubert.